I want to loop back on this topic just on a personal note, Jess. When you have these tough conversations, because business is tough, right? Whether it's the investor, whether it's your CEOs or C-suite of your portfolio companies, there are times not only authenticity, but you have to be authentic and real with those individuals. Hey, Billy Bob, you're not accomplishing X, Y, Z, and you're maybe not that individual that gets us to that next level, whatever it may be, like whatever that tough conversation has to be. My question, Jess, is when you're having that authentic and vulnerable, I think it's also the way you approach it. And I know it's dependent upon obviously that person's personality as well, right? I'm going to talk to someone in customer service and HR differently than if I would talk to someone that's more of a sales kind of personality, right? So just, you have to acknowledge their personality. Just how do you navigate that by, kind of realizing that, hey, sword, sharp as saw, right? Kind of concept. And then also being able to say, hey, you know what, I'm going to, have these tough, authentic conversations and tell them the hard truth, but really the way you approach it. How do you think about that?
I used to have to deal with this a lot more when I was CEO and I was dealing with like director level and even VP level team members. When you're overseeing a portfolio and you have seasoned operators and CEOs running your companies, this doesn't come up as much. So I'm going to caveat what I'm about to say. This is like years ago, okay? But if I have like for example, when I was growing in an era, I had a lot of people who were maybe manager level, director level, and they weren't quite making it to VP level. And that's what the company needed. Or there was a VP, but they're really a director plus, and we're going too fast. We need better talent. I try to be super compassionate about it. So a lot of people would just fire them and give them a severance and say, you're out of here. And it's just very traumatic how that's done in corporate America today. I very rarely fired anyone unless they were like super unethical and they were like, impolite. Then okay, I could see firing them in like a very sudden way. But imagine if you're living with your significant other. You don't say, get out of my house right away unless they cheated on you or hit you or something. You might be like, look, this is like, I don't see this going to marriage. This is not a long-term thing. You're amazing. There's someone great and better for you out there. And like, I know we live together. Like, I'm going to move out. You can hang out here for a few weeks and get your stuff and then, and then slowly move out, right? And so I would give these people, and now I'd say, look, I'm going to hire someone 3 months from now. You're not the right person a year from now. You're able to keep the ship going for the next few months. Start looking for another job. And I'm going to give you a great reference. We're going to help you find a great company. Recruiting's going to help you. And like, we're going to stay friends because I believe in you. I think you're amazing. And I want to be behind your career 100%. And a lot of those people I still stay in touch with to this day.
That's awesome. So you still have that,
it's so beautiful.
Yeah. So you think about it as in, hey, you know what? You're coming in alongside them and you're not, it's the me against you. It is hey, you know what? Oh. Let's identify where you want to be. If you find that you're not building fruit over here, fantastic. Where can we, help you build fruit, and obviously bridging that gap. And then as well as being able to navigate that according to, your VPs as well as direct level, and those conversations as well. Okay. I like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I dealt with it when I was doing it myself. And now I have friends who I give them this advice, or my CEOs, I give them this advice as well if they're going to let go of a VP or a director. Whether or not they follow it is totally another question. But that's really my personal philosophy. And also, it's just less blowback. Makes it easier to have the conversation. You're not dreading it. And also, I'd argue that like this allows you to think 6 months out or a year out versus being reactionary and then like cutting someone off and then be like, oh, we have to run a search for a VP of marketing, but we can't tell the current VP of marketing, right? It's like then you're living a life, a disharmonious life where you're lying, you're thinking, what can I tell one person versus not other? That actually creates a lot of tension in your psyche in a subconscious way that you might not even realize. And again, if the goal is to enjoy the process, have fun, make an impact, and help people, I think helping your team members grow, even the ones who aren't going to be with you long term, that's part of the spiritual journey.
Mm-hmm. Wow, you have a very transcendental kind of thought process behind that, and I like that. I like that a lot. It's very good for me to even see that because that's something I've struggled with personally is that empathetical side of things. So I appreciate it.